Can I get a voice check? Hello. Houston. Um, hmm. I'm trying to find the YouTube chat. They said that I'd be able to respond to questions or comments in the YouTube chat. So if Houston is there, Houston, restore chat. Michael Kilpatrick says shalom. Hello, Michael, how you doing? So while we're waiting for some questions to pop up, I wanted to show you something that I discovered that I hadn't thought of before. I've been up here flying in this machine, right? Yeah. And something interesting to me is that, see this screen next to me, this monitor, this laptop? You see the map on that? This map is obviously on a flat screen. So if you were to transfer that straight over to the ground that you live on, it would probably be a pretty close match. We got some more people in here. NASA CGI snakes. What are you, ripping on us? Shame on you. And we've got Fool Me Not. What's up, y'all? Can't stay out of work. Oh, man. I am looking for questions. I do want to answer your questions because I'm all knowing. Just kidding. Okay, so do you see the path on this laptop next to me? Milan Stankovic. Best regards to you too. Jeffrey Stevens. Hello, Astronaut Joe. Okay, so on this screen, do you see the path of the space station? Do you see that? Can you see that? I actually don't know if you can see that. Whoops. What did I do now? Houston, help me. Houston. Okay, we're getting back to it. Okay, that path, do you notice how it never goes over, ever goes over the North or South Pole? I noticed that while I was up here. I said, we're always heading like northeast or northwest or southeast or southwest, but we're never, ever getting anywhere near the North or South Pole. So you can see this path. Now, in reality, this is a giant circle. We're just flying in a circle. And one other thing I noticed is that the whole time I've been up here, the entire time I've been up here, the earth, the ground beneath us has always been beneath us. It's always on the same side of the space station, kind of like if we're just flying in a jet and you look out the window of the jet and you see the ground. That's basically what it is. So let's see, any questions yet? Questions. Karen Lewis, laugh out loud. This is serious science, Karen. Please don't laugh out loud. Look close, it never goes over land. Well, when it does go over land, we make sure there's clouds, so you can't see the land. Very good. Stuart Pounds in here. Never north to south. That's correct, Jeffrey Stevens. In your opinion, would a bird be able to submit an anti-gravity? Would a bird be able to submit an anti-gravity? I think maybe what you're saying is, would a bird be able to live on the space station? Maybe? I'm trying to figure that out, what you mean. Would a bird be able to submit an anti-gravity? Not exactly sure what that means. Maybe fly in anti-gravity? There's no way a bird could make it up this high. That's what I think. They would run out of air. Because as you go up, the higher you go, whoops, the thicker the atmosphere. I mean, the thinner the atmosphere, there's a gradient. And there's a theory that there's nothing up here, like no air up here. But that's just a theory because, well, there is no air up here. We can't breathe it. You can't breathe up here unless you have oxygen. So, whatever. Questions, please. Yeah, it's freezing cold up here. And, Jeffrey Stevens, it's hot as hell up here, too. So, actually, there's a guy out there on YouTube. His channel is Effed Up World. I've watched some of his videos, and he thinks that it's kind of crazy, but he thinks that the space station is actually in hell, in that darkness. Think about it. I mean, the bottomless pit, does it necessarily have to be under the earth? Yes, Michael Kilpatrick, I agree with you. The ISS can't just fly level because what goes up must come down. So if something goes up and stays up, it has help. Since the bird has a biological xiphosis in the head, would it have bothered levitating the ISS? Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying like naturally the bird would freak out. The bird wouldn't know what was happening, I think is what you're saying. Would it have bothered levitating the ISS? Oh, gyroscope. Let's see. I'm trying to make sense of it. Sorry, Milan. The air up here is a little, it gets to you after a while. Let's see. How much longer do we have, Houston? Oh, Houston is still not answering. I must have lost connection with all of their thousands of satellites. That must be what happened. Gyroscope in the head. Oh, yes. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yes. I think we have the same. I think we have the same thing in our inner ear, possibly something very similar that tells us what up and down is. And like right now, my head is up. That's how human nature is. We don't live upside down. So like the people in Australia, they don't live upside down. Up is the same direction for anybody that has a head. Okay. So I mean, this whole ISS thing, I mean, yeah, that effed up world guy said that he filmed it and he's got footage of it, but he says that it's not real. It's real, but it's not real. It's only real if you want to believe in it and invest in that whole lie if you want, but equilibrium. Hey, there we go. Thank you, Jeffrey Stevens. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, it was on the tip of my tongue. Just kidding. So anyway, this path that on this screen back here, the path is really a large circle. And I think maybe since there's no air up here, no water, no birds, no life, nothing to survive, no food, no anything, I think that maybe there's no physics. Think about it. So when they go up to where I am, when they fly up to the space station in a rocket, what they're actually doing is they're flying into a different realm that's not for humans. But luckily, I'm inside of a tin can, so somehow it becomes real. So that's my take on that. I really don't know what I'm doing up here. Science, I guess. Science. Um, you know, it's hard to get water up here, so we have to drink our own urine. It's not a pleasant subject, but it's what we do. Chugga, 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 as Don Pettit says. We got some more comments. I want to see out of the porthole live of the moon and stars. Are you above them? Seems quite odd. Thank you, Stuart Pound. Right now the windows, I'm looking out one right now and it's like fogged up. I can hardly see out the thing. So it's pointless for me to try to point the camera so you guys could see. I mean, if the window wasn't foggy, I would immediately do it, and you'd see out the window just like I do every day. Karen Lewis has a question. Awesome. If we take all the CO2 emissions from the Earth, how would this affect humans? Probably make us healthy. It's science and stuff. The best answer would probably be given by probably a NASA scientist. That's what I think. Jeffrey Stevens, if you take away his CO2 emissions, it would be the end of the world as we know. Hey, Jeffrey Stevens, you're onto something there. I think it is the end of the world as we know it. I mean, it was Tower of Babel, right? We all know that story. And then God came down from heaven and he said, they are all as one, and they have one language, and this is what they do. And so he said, let's go down and confuse their tongues, and they won't be able to communicate. And then he also said, anything that they put their minds to, they will accomplish. And here we are with Google Translate. And so what did a lot of people, there's this flat earth subject that people have been talking about, which is the truth. Even if I'm up here, it's a flat earth that I'm flying over. It's obvious. It's obvious. But we got another comment here, a couple more. NASA should use bubble wrap. It would be the same thing as their tin can. Hey, that's an idea. Houston, get Jim Bridenstine on the line. We need to talk about bubble wrap. Forget Artemis and 2024 moon mission. Let's bubble wrap the space station. I like that. Thank you, Michael Kilpatrick. I always say your name wrong. Sorry about that. I had a nose itch and somebody else had to itch my nose. Why hasn't NASA ever shown a live docking of the ISS via a shuttle? I think they have. If you do go to nasa.gov archives, I'm trying to remember what the actual link is called. If you look through old NASA videos, you'll find a lot of docking of the shuttle to the space station on video. Now, just because someone takes a video in hell, does that mean that it's real on Earth? I mean, I'm just saying, if the place that I am is hell, does it even exist on Earth as like a real thing? You know what I mean? I think that it's strong delusion. So we all have to be careful, including me, especially me, because I didn't even bring a parachute. Think about it. Could you do a backflip to prove you're up there? You didn't hear about the injury that every one of us, the space station, there's this micrometeorite. And, what software am I using? Who needs software to do this? It's called, what is it called? It's called Sparko Cam, space version. I'm just kidding. Sparko Cam, SPARKOCAM, and you can try it for free with the watermark. So you can try it all out. And if I paid $50 for it, $50 for a ride up here. So, NASA, they can't even get up here. They don't even have any means of transportation. So I had to ride on a Russian Soyuz rocket, the feet of a bear. I had to ride on a Russian rocket in order to get to where I am today. So, yeah, NASA doesn't even go to space since 2011. They haven't even put an astronaut in space. That's 8 years, something like that. So I don't know why you American people keep paying them that 60 million a day in 2020, with the new 1.6 billion they get for Artemis, the 2024 moon mission. I really don't know why you guys give them all that money. I mean, how much does an airliner cost, along with some strong delusion? Can't cost that much. Anyway, I lost my. Where are we? I lost my comments. Oh, there's a question. There's a question. Let me find it here. Has NASA ever talked about the magnetic field in the ISS? Has she ever shown how the compass behaves in the ice? Actually, they have. And I don't know what the video is called, but I did watch. It's an older one. And they had a gyroscope, and they were playing with that in the ISS, and they also had a compass, and they were pointing it, or they were showing what the compass did, and it's just like on Earth, north, south, east, west, points towards the north. So that's we got a comment that it's in code. Since I'm an astronaut, I can decipher this code for you guys. It says 12 hours a day. That's what it said, unless my deciphering is wrong. So maybe there, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, the compass, it's the same on Earth as it is above the Earth. So that's another thing I want to talk about. The ISS is always underneath me if I'm up here. It's always underneath me. Just like when you go on a trip from the US to Australia or wherever. The jet's up in the air, but the Earth is always beneath it. There's not ever a time when the Earth isn't beneath it. So let's see here. Houston's giving me a warning. We got 2 minutes left, and I can always push it with them. So any more questions? Any more questions? I do want to thank everybody for taking an interest in this solid proof of a globe that I'm riding in right now. Oh, I love you too, Milan. And just remember, the screen behind me is flat. You guys have a good day. Thank you for joining this NASA broadcast from the fake station. Have a good day.